Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
You know, we're the brothers of GMS camp out here in Phoenix, Arizona. First and foremost, is we want to give his all praise, glory, and honor is to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, HaKodash. Of course, we want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders that have taught us this truth and rule well. Also want to say shalom to the speckled bird out there, even though you may look like a heathen, but are not the heathen. This has nothing to do with outside appearance or skin tone. Also want to say shalom to the Aqua and to the Akim out there that are listening. You know, in the times that we're living in, that we were talking about before the camera started, is, you know, things that I've heard. Maybe other brothers have heard it too, where people are wanting, well, who they call, you know, Jesus to return, because at the end of the day, he's the only one that's able to fix the problems here on earth. And once again, we all understand that we know that his name is not Jesus. That's what y'all ignorantly call him. Right. The Father's name is Yahweh. The Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, is Yahweh Shah. Mm-hmm. And see, he's about to return, but people don't realize when he returns, he's coming to kill and to deliver. Right. Now, at the same time, many of you Christians out there thinking you're going to be delivered. You think you're going to be raptured up before things happen, but there's no scripture that even says that. But also, going back on y'all, you're absolutely right that Yahweh Shah is the only one that can come and fix what's done on this earth. If a brother can give me Amos chapter 5 and verse 18, the one.
It's Amos 5 verse 18, and reads, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Most High, so what end unto you? That the day of the Most High is darkness and not light."
So at the end of the day, what is it? Darkness and not light. Woe to unto you. Now, when you go into that word woe, it goes into what? Destruction. Mm-hmm. So if you want to read it, destruction unto you. You know, what good is it to you, you heathens? What good is it to you, 2/3? What good is it to you, Esau, you Edomites, you Bible Belt Christian? What good is it to you?
Right. There's a lot of scriptures that support that the Lord's coming with destruction, right? This is Matthew 10:34. These are the words in red, the words of Yahweh Shai. He says, "Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. Mm-hmm. I came not to send peace but a sword." And he said that woe was symbolic of destruction, and so is the sword. The sword is a symbolic of destruction as well, man. You know, if you go to Revelation 1:7, it says, I'll get it right here. It says, "Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him." Why are they going to wail? They're going to wail because it's going to be a great time of woe, a great time of destruction, man. A great fear is going to fall upon them. It's not going to be a pleasant time for the majority of people upon the earth when Yahweh Shai returns. It's only going to be beneficial and advantageous to the 144,000 in the 1/3.
You know, the elect, because when you go into it, you start to have that understanding that the elect are only ones that's going to be saved out of what is about to happen. The wrath, saved away from the wrath of Yahweh Shah. Right. While everybody else is going to get caught up. Matter of fact, can the brother give me Isaiah 46 and verse 10, Baba Kushan, please?
Got it?
Yeah. Isaiah 46, real quick, in verse 10, and it reads, "Declaring the end from the beginning, of the ancient time, the things that I have done yet, is not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, I'll do it on my pleasure."
Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, if that time comes, having that understanding that Yahweh Shemel Shah is going to do all his pleasure. Mm-hmm. Also, when he comes, he's coming what? In vengeance. You know, also scriptures also say that, what does it say? Shall not meet thee as a man. If you already got that. Let me get Isaiah 47 and 3, Baba Kushan. Because you did get Revelation 1 and 7.
Right. Isaiah 47 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll get that on my hearing. Isaiah 47 and 3 says, "Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man."
See, he's not going to meet thee as a man. He's coming in all his glory and power. Now, when you go back to Revelation 1 and 7, it says, that every eye shall see him. Right. So at that point in time, everybody's going to see Yahweh Shai. But when he comes, best believe he's coming in great glory and power.
And if you read Isaiah 47, it specifically speaks about Babylon. Mm-hmm. So it speaks about America. Yep. America's nakedness will be uncovered. America's shame will be seen. That's right. America is the place where the Lord is going to take vengeance. That's what the scripture we just read. America will not meet Yahweh Shai as a man, but as a mighty spiritual power, man.
God, Jeremiah 24, verse 23. You know what I'm saying? When he comes back, he sees all the other gods and ideas and
Mhm.
ideology in the place, man.
Right,
I understand that shit, you're Israel, bro. Hey, he's a jealous power at the end of the day, man.
right.
You seen, man, you see the creator, yeah, imagine yourself as a creator, you seen the people that you created, they're worshiping these false deities because they think that, oh, if I worship this, I'm gonna get this. Like, nah, man. This is meant for verse 23. He said, take heed unto yourselves, lest you forget the covenant of the Most High your power,
Right.
which he had made with you, and made you a graven image, or likeness of anything which the Most High have forbid thee. The Most High, thy power is a consuming fire, even a jealous God.
Mm.
So he's a consuming fire, man. He's a jealous God, and he comes back down, bro, and you see him worshiping fucking snakes. You're apostle fire and stuff like that. Nah, man.
Right.
Hey, the Lord will come down and destroy you after you worshiping this basic bullshit.
Right, so the Lord's gonna destroy all these so-called false ideologies and false doctrines, you know, when he returns, man. There's a scripture I forgot, it's in Isaiah, which says something to the effect that Baal shall be confounded. I don't know if you guys can find it. I think it's Isaiah 50 or Jeremiah 50, but just put a Baal confounded, you know, because basically it speaks about the idols being destroyed upon Yahweh Shai's return, man. See if I can find it real quick. Like the brother mentioned, you know, all these false ideologies, all these false doctrines, they're gonna be destroyed, man. They will no longer continue to exist. The Lord's gonna basically take everything out that goes contrary to His glory, man.
That's right. Even that goes right back. We can get this in a minute once you find your precept.
Right.
Isaiah the 66th chapter, 15 through 17, and it goes into those churches, those religions, those false religions. What is it, eat the mouse and the pork and all that. I mean, he goes into it. I'll let this brother get his scripture first. He's fine.
This is Jeremiah, I'll start at verse 1, 51. So the word of the Most High spake against Babylon, and that's the key right there, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're speaking against Babylon, which is symbolic of America in this day and age. And against the land Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. It says, declare ye among the nations and publish and set up a standard. Publish conceal not, say Babylon is taken, Baal is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces, man. So all these false so-called things that these people worship, it's going to be destroyed, man. There's not going to be no place set up for it. You know, it's like when you read in the book of Samuel when I think the Philistines, they took the ark and they set it up in the altar of their gods. They came the next day and the statue of their god
was knocked over.
Knocked over. The next day, I think the hands and feet were cut off.
Cut off.
You know, and they was chipping down on that, man, because there is no wisdom or knowledge against the Lord, man. Go ahead, bro.
You know, also too, going back into these false ideologies and whatnot, going into these religions. That's why I was saying earlier, if a brother give me Isaiah the 66th chapter, verse 15 down, because it's going to go into that. You know, it's going to those being destroyed. You know, those in the gardens, in the secret places, or hidden places, or whatever it says. I want to roughly paraphrase what that brother gave me.
Right.
66.
Isaiah 66, 15 through 17.
Isaiah 66, 15 through 17 reads, for behold, the Most High will come in fire, and his chariots like a whirlwind, turn his anger fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Most High plead of all flesh, and they shall slay them, the Most High shall be many. They sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh.
Going into your religions, your churches and whatnot.
Eating swine's flesh and the abomination and the mouse, and shall be consumed together, saith the Most High.
Now, let me stop you right there. So now I have that understanding, the consuming of the mouse, all the bull crap, all the nonsense. You can also go into that with pasture pork chop, talking about it's fine to eat pork, it's fine to eat shrimp. At the end of the day, the law still stands what we don't supposed to be eating. And y'all get it confused because y'all keep thinking that, I think that, is that Peter? When the Lord said, eat, and Peter said, I've eaten nothing unclean. Peter said, I've eaten nothing unclean. And he showed us the different stuff that was coming from heaven. What is that? Was that Peter that was?
I can't remember. I'll try to find it.
You know, because a lot of Christians go to that and thinking that just, pray over it and it's fine. Right. No, there's still, the law still stands. about what we eat and don't eat. Because if that was the case, then this wouldn't be here. Then Yahweh Shemashah even talking about that he's even going to destroy those that go against the dietary law.
Yeah, that was Peter, man.
So it was Peter.
And that's speaking about basically the Israelite foreigners, you know, that were considered unclean, or that
The Gentiles,
the Gentile spirit.
And a lot of y'all don't understand that. Y'all took that as it was talking about literally food, and that's not. But
that gave everybody the license to eat pork and shrimp and all these foul foods like the heathen had, man. You know, and that's not our custom. You know, even the Native Americans, when the Spaniards came, they were like tripping out because they were eating pig.
yeah,
You know, because we got the Spaniards, but the Native Americans too, but also the Aztecs and the Mayans, man. You know, they were tripping out because the Spaniards came eating pig, man. You know, because they were Israelites. You know, they wore the fringes, they could follow the dietary laws. You know, there's a lot of similarities because they are those people. You know, they came here, you know, a long time ago. You know, when the Lord separated the nations, I mean the tribes, and they came over here to North America, man. You know, that's historic. You can find a historical documentation about that, man.
So, you know, going back into it, the brother's reading that Yahweh Shai is coming back as a whirlwind of fire. That's when he come back, going back to Revelation 1 and 7, going back to Isaiah 66, going back to scripture that we're bringing you, showing you that the time of Babylon is coming to an end and who's coming to destroy it. Matter of fact, brother, give me, this is when Isaiah 63, 1 through 4. Baruch Shah. You're coming from Basra.
Right. And that you always bring out, Basra is just symbolic of Edom, Esau, man.
Isaiah 63 from the top, and read, who is it that comes from Edom, with the diagram of Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness, the strength, I that speak in righteousness, might to save. Whether art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the winepress? I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sparkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment.
Meaning that at the end of the day, making it easy for you to understand, he's coming to kill. He's coming to destroy. He's coming to annihilate.
Right.
And you know, and he's been waiting. He's been waiting all this time. You gotta think how angry he really is. You know, just speaking as a man, I can see him, not saying he's doing it, but I can see a man that's so angry that he's pacing. He's waiting for his father to say, go ahead. He's waiting. Not saying that's what he's really doing, but I'm saying, speaking as a man, that anger. You know how you get so mad, you don't know what to do, so all you do is pace. Right. All you do is move back and forth because you can't do nothing else. You know, at the end of the day, Yahweh Shemashah is mad. He's telling you, hey, when I come, what I'm about to do, I'm about to stomp this place completely out. You know, brother had any
God, I got one. It's Isaiah 66 and 15. It says, for behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. So by fire and by his sword, the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. So that tells you, that basically paints a picture of the Lord's coming, man. You know, and like we mentioned the earlier video, there's these people saying that that's going to be September 23rd, man. But the scripture says no man knows the hour that the Lord comes, man. You know, so basically that's them being deceived by their own false Christian narrative or false Christian belief. Go ahead, bro.
Also too, let me get Exodus, the 15th chapter. God is a God of war, 15 and 3. You know, this proves it because everybody keeps thinking love, but you don't know Yahweh Shemashah. You don't know Alashai.
But we just read that the saying of the Lord will be many. So where's the love in that, man?
Exactly.
Where's the love for all the nations in that? You know, that shows it says with rebuke and flames of fire, it's anger. You know, that's contrary to the Christian sentiment that the Lord's coming with love, man. You know, it's not. Go ahead.
Exodus 15 verse 3. The Most High is the Lord. The Most High is a man of war. The Most High is his name.
So as once again have that understanding that Yahweh Shemashah is a man of war. So at the end of the day, you have that understanding what he's about to bring. This is why another thing when he talks about that he's going to snatch down all kingdoms. I believe that's Daniel 2:44. Is that what that is? When he comes and he snatches down all kingdoms, and all crowns or whatever. Brother, give me that if that's right. I believe that's Daniel 2:44. And it goes back to Yahweh, huh?
And one of the definitions for that word war is fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So you could say that the Lord is a man of fighting, or warfare.
Mm-hmm.
When that warfare is going to be executed, in terms of great destruction, there's going to be an attack. Let's just put it that way.
Mm.
The Lord's going to attack with his chariots.
Yep.
The Lord's going to attack, with himself. He's going to attack, man. He's going to attack the war in heaven. That's what Revelation speaks about. There's going to be a war in heaven. There's going to be a destruction where Esau's going to send his fighter jets and his stealth bombers against the chariots of the Lord. But guess what? The Lord's going to attack and destroy those things, man.
Yeah, and the scriptures say what? For he put in for they durst fight.
So they durst fight, yeah.
Because now, I'm glad the brother brought that out, because see, this goes right back to what Ronald Reagan said.
Right.
Back in the 80s, he said, if something comes out of heaven, will we not come into a common ground, all nations, to fight what comes out of the heavens? Ronald Reagan knew that Yahushua was going to return. Why else would he say that? He knew that something was going to happen. He didn't know when, but he knew that it was going to happen.
Because they're all part of that elite club, man.
Mm-hmm.
The club of the elites. President of the United States, they're all part of the club of the elites. And the elites know the scriptures.
Yep.
They know who the Israelites are, man. It's always that common story where the apostles, they said they were preaching out there. I think it was New York, and the limo pulled up and looked at the sign and said, "Where did you get the information? We paid a lot of money for you guys not to find this out." Basically looking at the 12 tribe sign and us being as Israelites and basically the whole truth, man. They know these things. They know the Lord's coming back. They know they're going to be put into captivity.
Yep.
They know that they are the wicked. They know all these things, man.
Did you want to preach that?
I gotta do that Daniel. Kind of down to verse 44.
Before you get that, let me get that. This Ronald Reagan quote, man. This is the Ronald Reagan quote the brother mentioned. It says, perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bond.
Mm-hmm.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide will vanish. We are facing an alien threat from the outside world, man. So that alien, that word alien, it goes into, it just means stranger or strange. So that strange threat from outside of this world, and outside of this world is the heavens, where the Most High dwells, man. Where his chariots are, where his throne is. And he's coming as an attacking force, like the brother read, behold who comes with this bottle with thy garments, and all those people just pulled it out, man. It describes the Lord as coming as a threat to the wicked and to the kingdoms of this earth, like we're going to read in the book of Daniel right now. Go ahead, bro.
Down to verse 44, it says, "In the days of the king saw the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom, which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall never be left to another people, but shall be break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and shall stand forever."
Yep.
Because the scripture says, because on his head was many crowns.
Many crowns come. So if a brother give me, let me see, because it come with give me Revelations 19 and 14 about the push up. Because going back into who's all coming. That who's Yahushua bringing,
God, I got it for you. This is Revelation 19 and 14. Well, if you go to verse 13, it's a reference to what we read in Isaiah, the dyed garments.
Mm-hmm.
It's symbolic of the great bloodshed. Revelation 9:13, and he was clothed with a vesture, that's his clothing, dipped in blood. And his name is called the Word of the Most High. It's the prophecy, man. He is the Word. He is the Word. He is all things. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goes a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations. He should rule them with a rod of iron. He treads the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty Yahweh.
Yep. So have to understand, he's coming with the host of heaven, the army of heaven. He's coming with, I would say, a boatload of angels. A lot. Matter of fact, if you give me Jude, the book of Jude goes into that, Jude 1, 14, 15.
And for reference with that, this is Psalm 68 and 17. So the chariots of Yahweh are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, and the Sinai in the holy place.
So going back into it, then you start to understand, which now, today, what are they showing you? They're showing you all those orbs, right? Them orbs are chariots.
Right.
Now, they haven't got the command to start shooting at nobody or doing nothing like that, but they definitely showing themselves. It was a man I was looking at yesterday on, I think that was TikTok, or maybe one of the brothers put it in the chat, what was going on to, the man, no, I think that was TikTok, the man was saying that they had hidden all these videos, and a lot of them are being leaked. This is not the first time that they've encountered the chariots. They've always been.
Well, it's the official government stance that they know that there is a, what do you call it, aerial phenomenon, you know, or what they call UFOs. And there's two reasons they're doing that. They're doing it because they know that the chariots of the Lord do exist, and also they're doing it because they're probably gonna do a false flag event, where they're gonna make their own UFO invasion, man.
Yeah, Project Bluebeam.
Using Project Bluebeam and whatever little secret scroll conspiracy technology that they fucking got, man. Go ahead, bro.
So going back into that too, you know, and when they showed them the chariots, they be shooting them, try to hit them with missiles, and they just bounces off, or the chariot just disappears, or it goes a different direction, you know, and let you know that they know that who's coming. They know that they're here. They just haven't got the order yet just to strike down yet, but they definitely are here. The chariots. Like I said, if you're going to brother give me Jude, because even within Enoch, we talk about it, Jude chapter 1, 14 and 15.
Right.
The
Lord has the chariots already positioned, you know, to strategically position around the earth, man. And then those chariots or angels that man those chariots, they're just waiting for the green light by the Lord to go and do these things, man, to go and cause that destruction. This is Revelation 7:1. It says, and after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, or that wind that says destruction, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power. He cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, for we are sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. And that's goes into the 144,000, man. You know, that goes into those that have the law, man, the exemption from judgment. You know, those that sigh and cry. You know, their mark was an exemption from judgment, a spiritual mark, to not be destroyed or judged with the earth. You know, they are promised salvation according to the scriptures. Go ahead, bro.
You know, also too, you know, the time will also come where, when all this is going on, you know, Jacob trouble and all these things that are going on in this time, that even Yahweh Shai will even give power to his men that are here upon the earth. You're like, man, my brother give me Ezekiel 25 and verse 14.
Ezekiel 25 verse 14, and it reads, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do with Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Most High Power.
So having that understanding, even then, and so that's going to happen now, and it's definitely going to happen in the kingdom too. Y'all going to understand the anger of Yahweh Shai. Even through us, when the change of the bodies and spiritual powers are given. If you give me Isaiah, was that 59 and 19? That time is coming too. So these are all the things that are coming down the pike. You know, that we constantly tell you, and these are prophecy scriptures that are coming out, telling you things that are about to take place soon.
Right. 59 and 17 says?
No, Isaiah 59 and 19.
19? It says,
Precepts.
says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, as the glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him.
And see, in that time is going to come when he lift up that standard and give brothers, you know, brothers gonna get spiritual power. You know, Esau gonna come in as a flame, go right back into Jacob's trouble too.
Right.
So basically, you know, we're coming to a time where all things gotta play out, all prophecies going to play out, but the end game is what? Yahweh Shai returning and destroying Babylon, aka America, destroying the wicked, destroying these Edomites, lower life Edomites.
Yeah, taking out the rulership of the wicked, you know, like we read it in the book of Daniel.
You know, even at the end of the day, man, it's going to be something. Because I know even at this time, the scripture you talking about Michael standing up. I think it was at Daniel 12:1.
Right.
You know, that Michael, the great prince, he's going to stand up. It's going to get so bad out here to the point that he stands up and he's coming with Yahweh Shah too. So you will have to understand the whole army of heaven is coming.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be glorious. It's going to be scary for a lot of people, but it is what it is, but it's going to be glorious.
Right.
You know, and if a brother give me Luke 10 and 19, whatever precepts y'all have.
I got this 2 Corinthians 13 and 3.
Uh,
And it says, and I beheld, and lo, the man waxed strong as the thousands of heaven.
mm-hmm.
They're speaking about Yahweh, right? And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth fadeth when it feedeth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, they were gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to do the man that came out to sea. Beheld, and lo, he gave himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I will not see the region of place where the hill was graven. I could not. And that's how thinking of the vastness of that fathership, man.
The chariot, yeah.
The great big chariot that's gonna save the elect.
Yep. And then when they talk about coming out of the seas, coming out of the heavens.
Right.
You know, somebody may say, see, well, sea's gonna come out the ocean. No, that's not what that's talking about. It's coming out of the heavens.
Right. You know, you gotta to understand the metaphors of the scriptures, man. I'm gonna another one for you. This is Acts 17 and 31. It says, because he has appointed a day in which he will judge the world in righteousness by that man whom he has ordained, whereof he has given assurance to all men that he raised him from the dead. And that man speaking about his son Yahweh Shai, who the world really calls Jesus Christ, man. Go ahead, bro. So it says, he has appointed a day in which he will judge the world in righteousness, man.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're waiting for right now. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so you know, we're waiting for that day because we all understand the elect, man. I'm one of the hopeful elect, as I always say, one of the hopeful, but we understand at the end of the day, this ain't our rest. We understand this is not our rest. We understand this is not our home. We understand that this destruction has to come so we can actually live and have freedom and be the way we want to be, live in righteousness. But all these things have to come. And some may ask, well, that don't make you nervous? Well, in the flesh, yeah. But technically, no. You know, because we understand who's coming back. We know what he's about to do. It's y'all that don't know. It's y'all that's going to be confounded when he pull up. A lot of you going to be confounded. You're going to be confounded extremely bad.
Right.
And going right back to it, the scripture says that you shall wail. A wail is a scream. It's a scream that, I mean, the only way I can probably picture is it's a scream, probably what it sounded like at the time of Moses when people were just screaming.
Yeah, it's a cry. It's a cry of ultimate terror, ultimate fear, and ultimate pain. That's what a wail is, man.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the sentiment of all the people upon the earth when Yahweh Shai returns. You're going to feel ultimate terror, ultimate fear, ultimate pain.
Yeah.
But all that's coming for you, man. It's going to be a thing, an event like no other. You know, the greatest event that the world has ever seen is the coming of Yahweh Shai, man. Go ahead, bro.
And like I said, that's going to be beautiful. It's going to shut a lot of people up. I think me and the brother Yowana was talking about it yesterday. Like when he do pull up, you know, at the end of the day, it's going to be a lot of people's mouths on the ground. It's going to be a lot of people like with their mouths open at the end of the day. In that fear, in that torture. Did you hear anything else? You know, if a brother give me that Luke, that's what I said. Luke 10 and 19, because that goes into us too.
Luke 10 and verse 18 real quick. And reading it said to them, I beheld Satan as a lightning fallen from heaven. Behold, I'll give unto you power to tread upon serpents and scorpions, and all the power of the enemy, and none shall by any means hurt you.
Going back into what? You know, that time when the brothers get them spiritual power, the new bodies of spiritual power, nothing is going to be able to hurt you. No tanks, no missiles, no guns, whatever.
We got that like low key right now. You know, the Lord protects the men that go out there and preach on the highways and hedges, man.
Sure.
You know, we have power to tread over scorpions and serpents. That could be symbolic of basically our own people. You know, our own people that have these ill intent toward us, man. That are 2/3. You know.
Yep.
You know, another scoffers and scorners, man. You know, we have power with them. You know, they can't disrupt or interrupt our doctrine, man. You know, they're not gonna stop this movement. You know, that's what Vocab Malone calls it. He said, I wanna stop your movement. You know, he thinks it's a movement or a fad, you know, like a Black Panther Party or some other bullshit like that, but it's not, man. It's gonna continue on to the Lord returns.
Yep.
Go ahead.
You know, to that day that he says that's enough, and our tongue cleave to the roof of our mouth,
Right.
which is pretty soon. We will be coming to the family of the word pretty soon.
Yeah.
For all the laws, these draconian laws that are being pushed, and all the things that are happening that Esau Edom is doing, even talking about cutting off the internet and all the different stuff that he wants to do, we're about to come into the family of the word. It's gonna come to that point where y'all not gonna hear this anymore. And some of you, I've said, some of you will be like, great, good, cool, keep that same energy. Remember that moment,
Right.
what you said. Because when your house try to pull up, when all hell starts breaking loose, and you start running from sea to sea, wondering, I know they were talking about God and this and that. All you little pastors and preachers and all that ain't gonna be able to help you. They already talking about most of them are probably gonna be strung up somewhere
Yeah, they
because y'all lied to
they'll
them.
most likely delete all of brothers' channels.
Oh yeah, they definitely gonna do that. They gonna have that monkey with the wrench on there.
You know, so like when the scripture talk about how they're gonna be looking for it,
They can't find
they
it.
could because what does everybody go look for it? The internet.
YouTube. Yeah.
When you want to find something out, you go look on the internet. You know, and the truth has been vastly proclaimed on YouTube, man. So these devils, they most likely gonna delete every brother's YouTube channel, and none of that information will be found no more, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, none of that. What's that? GMS, Return of the Lord. They're gonna type that in. Nothing. It's gonna say 0 results
Yep.
because
Monkey with the wrench.
yeah, because the doors of mercy, the gates of mercy have been closed, man. You know, the Lord. That means that the elect are sealed, and it's moving forward to judgment time. Like we're talking about. Go ahead.
Do you have anything? Well, you got anything else? Cause
No, I'm good.
well, I'm gonna say this, and it was straight and to the point. I hope y'all was edified. I hope you had to understand it. We're gonna give all praise, glory, and honor is to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, and Hakodash, and Shalom.
Shalom.